Okay, design, don't build. My goodness, this is one of the most important lessons you'll ever learn from a modeling perspective. There is a fundamental difference between a model that has been built versus a model that has been designed. Now, if you were to take a look at any complex development process, imagine trying to build a house without architectural plans. It'd be an absolute disaster. Imagine trying to build a Formula One car without any actual plans. Now, to apply this to the modeling world, there is a world of difference between a model that has been designed versus one that has been built. And this covers all aspects from calculation efficiency through to overarching layout. Usability is vastly improved when a model has actually been designed versus one that's just been kind of hammered together. Now, in terms of what this principle means for people, if you are at a senior stakeholder level and you are the person that has basically commissioned a model, you want to make sure that your model is being designed rather than just built on the fly. All the way down to the analyst level, the critical difference between an analyst and a more senior model developer is that a more senior model developer has the ability to actually take a step back and design what they're trying to do. And that is in terms of not only kind of micro calculations, you know, getting a bit of paper out and actually working through the maths, all the way through to at the start of the engagement or the start of a model build, not diving straight into Excel and actually mapping out the overarching structure of the model. Now, if you're responsible for delivering models to clients or end users, we often use a certain rule of thumb to split up the design versus build versus finalization and testing process. So a really good rule of thumb, if you're building in just native Excel, is to have 30% design time, 40% build time, and then just the other 30% of the time testing and finalizing the model. Now, for those of you who are building models using Modano, this ratio gets changed slightly. We tend to spend about 20% of our time designing how we're going to use the software to build the model. And this is typically around where is the modularity, how are we treating categories, where is scalability being created. And then off the back of that, obviously Modano being Modano, it's an incredibly efficient build process. We only have to spend about half of the design time actually going through construction, usually because we're just selecting modules that apply and we're often kind of repurposing content rather than building from scratch. And then at the tail end, we're then into about 10% for testing and finalization. The overall split we tend to find in terms of Excel versus Modano is about, will be somewhere around 60% of the time will be spent on the golf course. So yeah, very short, very simple video, nothing too complex here. The key thing though is, again, to make implicit ideas much more explicit. So if you're going to build a model, design it, don't just build it.